Remember when everybody hated Black Clover? Because I remember when everybody hated Black Clover. So I actually don't want to make this like a condescending video where I'm like just sucking off Black Clover and being like, yeah, see, we knew y'all were just riding the hate bandwagon. No. Because in reality, I actually don't even like Black Clover that much. That being said though, I never actually like hated the anime like at all. I thought it was a little mid-tier, and I know mid-tier is used as a big insult, unfortunately, especially in terms of criticizing anime when it shouldn't be. But it was just an okay show. It was a little generic, and it's still kind of, that's how I still see it, to be completely honest with you. But there were people who hated Black Clover when it first came out. I mean, completely ripped it apart. But now, here we are, almost 150 episodes in, and people have chilled out. Now, in reality, I think that one, Black Clover was overhated to begin with. Two, half the people who really hated the show to begin with are just not watching it anymore. They dropped it, so it's not being talked about. And three, the people who hated it to begin with were just riding a bandwagon, and now they act like 100 episodes later, Black Clover is this gem. Like, shut the fuck up, nigga. Because don't get me wrong, it's definitely gotten better over time, but it hasn't had any major tone shifts or anything like that. The things that people disliked, they're still kind of there. Asta's still a really annoying character. Is still a fucking cardboard of a character. Asta's goal and ambition seem kind of dry. The animation at times still gets a little spotty, even though it's a show that runs weekly and doesn't really have any major breaks. So I personally don't knock a show too bad for having one bad animated episode out of 100. But I guess if you want, that's still a thing that you can critique it for. So if all these things are still vaguely around, and all these things were very harsh and real criticisms that Black Clover saw early in its life, why has it gone from being an extremely hated and ragged on anime week in and week out on Twitter to now just sliding its way right next up to My Hero, and having its own dedicated little fan base who look forward to episodes every week? So no, honestly though, the big thing that people hated about Black Clover, from what I saw at least, is Asta. He is just an extremely hard character to like. And when I say like, I don't mean if you don't like him, that means you hate him. No, I think a lot of Black Clover fans just put up with him though, if that makes sense. And there's like the very surface level criticism. He yells too much. He's too loud in the sub version. Blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, looking really into why people don't like Asta, and I know that that's not everybody. There are people who like Asta and will defend him to the grave. And I'm not going to be pretentious and try to convince those people why he's this objectively bad character. I'm going to sum it up to it just being a big fat opinion, right? So we see the clear parallels between, the one and only Naruto, you feel me? And he's obviously being built and written up to be like, this knucklehead who's like, a little bit ostracized by his peers, but it's supposed to be a funny charm to him. Except he's not funny nor charming. And somewhere early on, like, that part of his character was just completely missed, and it's just not hitting home for a lot of people even now. Maybe it's because we don't get a chance to see Asta loathe as much as Naruto, maybe, I don't know. But there's just something that isn't clicking for me personally, in that I feel no empathy or sympathy for Asta. Like I said, I don't hate him, but at this point in the show, it's more like he there or whatever, I guess he main character, he protagonist, what I'm saying, or whatever, he there. But see, that's now. Early on, people are like, bro, somebody get this trash can fodder tier character out of here, bro. The worst written protagonist I've seen in the last decade. Man isn't even low tier side character material, bro. He's straight ass. And I was like, damn, bro, you niggas are ruthless, bro. But looking at Asta now, it's hard to say whether he's actually become somewhat less annoying or somewhat of a better character, or if I've just become more tolerable. You know what? He had both. Both is true. He's become more tolerable and he's become a better character in terms of pure spectacle, which makes him more tolerable. He unfortunately doesn't have that goofy yet annoying yet still charming thing about him that I feel like Tabata was probably going for. But on that same note, there is something extremely satisfying about seeing Asta face off against someone who just sees him as this insufferable little kid. And like, I know other power fantasy shonen shows try to do it where they're like, oh man, the bad guy just got caught off guard there, man. He wasn't expecting him to have that much power, and then the bad guy literally just fucking stomps for the rest of the fight, quote unquote. But no, like, Asta never really gets spanked. I mean, he does, but it's always to the point where it's like, shit, that was an impressive showing, my guy. And I feel like that's something that's happening more frequent as the show's going on, and I feel like that's something that's being done better and better as the show's going on. That's really what this all comes down to, is progress, but not progress through change. Black Clover literally just picked out the things that it wanted to be really good at, and when it started, it wasn't bad at them, but it wasn't great at them either. The age of social media, and you can literally find content and entertainment damn near anywhere at this point in time, makes it to where when things don't start off with a bang, they get heavily criticized. And I feel like Black Clover started in that position like extremely heavy, because again, it didn't stand out and it wasn't bad. I don't think Black Clover is ever bad as everyone tried to make it seem. I genuinely believe that it was just so mediocre and it came across as so tropish and so generic that everyone ripped it and just shitted on it in the very beginning. But as we get more time with Asta and get more time with Yuno, and they introduce new antagonists, even though Black Clover's antagonists aren't anything crazy, they don't come with any crazy new ideologies and not shaking up the will in the writing department, they're cool and they're unique in my personal opinion at least. And especially one really big thing that Black Clover nails, and I'm pretty sure everyone who watches the show should be able to agree on this, is the elite level of caliber that supporting cast is. Jesus Christ. I mean, my nigga Yami, what a fucking guy. Can we just roll some Yami clips? Just hold on. So that and Black Clover is just turned out to be a genuinely pretty interesting world in terms of like its politics, I guess, if that's what you want to call it. I didn't expect that out of Black Clover, and maybe because I just didn't have expectations, period, that the fact that they introduced that, maybe I'm just, you know what I'm saying, wanking it off a little bit. But no, I'm genuinely surprised by its world building. I didn't expect Black Clover to get too in depth with that, and it's not crazy, but to somebody who just thought it would be non-existent, I mean, it's pretty decent. Hey, Black Clover went from a show that looks like it was literally made with like, alright, let's create us a nice shonen checklist. Alright, we checked that box and that box. So now it genuinely feels like a creative show. Like I said, it's not reinventing the wheel or anything, but I do believe that in a few years when Black Clover is finally wrapped up, that it's gonna have its fans saying that, I mean, that was a great experience, you feel me? And it's gonna go down as maybe not, you know what I'm saying, Anime Hall of Fame in there, or not Anime Hall of Fame, maybe second ballot, you feel me? Maybe second ballot. It was never that bad of a show in my opinion, but it's definitely gotten better in comparison to what it was, which is why no longer does it have all that hate mongering and hate fuel that it had during its infancy steps. So that's nice, you know. Black Clover is a cool show. Hey, like the video, subscribe. Do you hate Black Clover? Do you think that the hate was justified? Do you think that it's genuinely just become a great show in comparison to what it was? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Let me know that if you feel that in the comment section. Maybe if you want to do that, you know what I'm saying? It's free. It's all free, you know what I'm saying? Subscribing, liking, or disliking if you fucking just hate the video and you like this a bitch ass nigga. Hey, bro, whatever you feel, man. Whatever you feel. I'm out.